How's it going, everybody? I have no idea if I did that too quick. Welcome to Pop Culture Crisis. This is a bonus episode. We're discussing our review for Sonic 2. It didn't have a second title, but it's just Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I'm here with my co-host. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mary. Welcome to Pop Culture Crisis After Hours.
Yes, this is Pop Culture Crisis After Dark. Yes, that's that's terrifying. And speaking of After Dark, that made no sense, but we have a guest host today. How you doing, sir?
Yes, hello. My name is Brian. How are you today? I am fine, thank you.
Wow, that was a good one.
Yeah, I have no idea where that came
That
from.
was very no nonsense. I like it. I'm here for it. All right. So what we did is we went and saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I don't know if you had seen the first one.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, you had not seen the first one.
I had no context whatsoever.
The beauty of this was you didn't really need to. I mean, it was enjoyable enough that even if you hadn't seen it, you could have enjoyed what you're watching. Like most of the kids that are in that theater likely have the attention spans of gnats like me. So you don't need to. This was so much fun. Like half the time I was laughing and it felt like I was the only one laughing. And I'm like, well, but it wasn't. Like the kids were laughing at other parts, but I would get a kick out of every time Jim Carrey would say something Jim Carrey-ish. By the way, just an aside, this is the Jimmiest Carreyest he has been.
Yes, thank God.
In a very long time. The physical humor, it was like watching Batman Forever all over again.
Yes, he really knows how to use his body and his face to just carry it through.
So you had not seen the first one. Did you feel like you were lost at any point? Like you missed, like there was stuff that was being said that you didn't really understand?
There were probably references I missed. I did not see the first one, and I never played the games. That was like totally not a part of my childhood, but yeah, I went in cold and it was good.
Yeah, you didn't have to see really there's points in all these things. They do this in Marvel movies too, where you can tell something is being referenced, but if you don't know the lore, it's just there.
Yep.
In this case, that was my favorite was when he becomes the windy hedgehog and he breaks down through the bricks. That's very clearly a game reference. I remember that one. There's another scene later on where he inhales an air bubble to get more air. That is very clearly from the games that I do remember from my childhood. And just his general the fear of water, because that's a big part of the games. Is like, it's very hard to beat levels that involve water in Sonic. So that's about as far as I got as far as the references. And the beauty is you didn't need anything more than that. It's just wholesome and fun and for the family. Like it really is. Like it was mostly families with kids in there.
There were a couple jokes I thought maybe that's not kid friendly, but kids wouldn't understand it anyway.
Yeah, it's not really meant for them though. You know, it's meant for like the adults in the audience.
The way that they bridge the gap between the kids and the adults, in my opinion, is through music. Okay, there was a lot of older music in that movie. There's Hot Stepper by Eno Kamoze. That's very much a song, like a radio hit from my age or from our childhood.
Walk by Pantera.
Well, yep. Then This Is How We Do It by Montel Jordan. So those are references that the kids, they don't get it. They just hear a pop song or a pop hip hop song. They don't really know it. But their parents who are taking them to this movie are like, I remember that from when I was a kid. Mary was completely lost at these points.
I did not recognize any of it.
There was so much in this movie that I enjoyed. What the only thing that I didn't like at first was there wasn't as much of James Marsden's character. Tom kind of got it was mainly the first.
Wait, who was he playing?
He plays Tom. He plays the dad. His dad. Him and Tiki. It's a Tika or Tiki Sumter, the lady who plays his Tika Sumter. She's fantastic too.
Okay.
Like the husband and the wife, they play this great wholesome couple, and they do it very, very well. Like it could very easily look like they're like collecting a paycheck in a scene like that, where they're not very into it, but they very much seem to really fully embrace that role and the absurdity of being hedgehog parents.
It was cute.
It was adorable.
Wholesome.
It was absolutely adorable. And so all the physical humor from Jim Carrey works. The family friendly elements work. They lean into it. It's not meant for adults, but adults can go there and feel like they had a good time. My first impression was, as somebody who's seen the original, it was, in my opinion, better as a film than the first one.
Yeah, it definitely progressed.
Okay. Or
yeah.
at the very least, it didn't fall short of the first one, in my opinion.
Not at all.
There was a couple of scenes in which the special effects didn't quite mesh like they did in the first one. The budget, from what I understand, I'm not going to go look it up, is about the same as the first movie. I might be able to find that here right away. But it's running about the same budget that they spent on the first movie. With inflation now, that costs which means they had even less to work with theoretically than they did the first time around, and that's with the crazy redesign. And that's the other thing. The designs on these characters is fabulous. Like Knuckles was fabulous. Idris Elba's voice work as Knuckles was probably my favorite.
I loved Knuckles.
Yes, he grew into be like, at first he was just kind of there.
He was just a brute.
Yes, he's
pure evil.
And he slowly, his dialogue changes from away from that. He talks about honor a lot, and and at one point he gets mad because he says to Dr. Robotnik that he's like, I thought you were my friend.
Yeah.
Even though he saw Dr. Robotnik betray his friend.
Yes, yeah. So it made no sense that he would. But it's like there's not supposed to be nuance there. Robotnik's just supposed to be big and evil and evil, and that's
And
it.
he was great at it.
He is. He played that really, really well. The sister, the sister of Maddie's sister. That's she was the same character from the first one. The sister was in the first one. She's a little bit more likable in this one. She was a lot less likable in the first Sonic movie when they have to tie her up with the cords, and she's kind of more annoying in the first movie, like the lines they give her. In this one, she has more physical comedy attributed to her character, and she's of course no accounting for like realistic plausibilities, but her with Shamar Moore, I'm not buying it. I'm just saying Shamar Moore is built like a Greek god. I'm just saying. Just my personal opinion. That didn't seem like a realistic couple to me. But of course,
that was the point. Their relationship was fake.
Was fake. So I was like, maybe we should have seen that coming when the dudes are like all doing like CrossFit just as they're hanging out after playing volleyball. Like the one dude is doing handstand push-ups, and you're like, gee, I wonder why. Was there anything that you thought was done particularly well, like above and beyond the rest of the movie?
I mean, the story progression from the first movie really. It was twofold for the ability to kind of continue on from the story, but also like incorporate the new kind of storyline with Knuckles now. That just seemed to work out just fairly well.
And they brought him in right away. He was incorporated almost immediately. I think the pacing was magnificent in this movie. Oh yeah. I don't think there was any. Yeah, right. You can't have. Well, the first movie, he's kind of tied to being in the car with Tom. In this one, it's more. There's more travel. There's more. They're from set to set to set. To CGI battlefield to CGI battlefield to CGI battlefield. And I thought all of it moved at just the right pace where you got to know the characters, you came to care about the characters. I think the voice work had a very big part to do with it. You connect with Sonic because he has this likable voice. I heard some people, like I was went and rewatched Sonic last night before we went to see this tonight, and then watched some of the old reviews, and there were some people that weren't fans of Ben Schwartz's portrayal of Sonic in the voice work, and I thought he does fantastic portraying a sort of a precocious he's like very much like a teenager. Like, I mean, the actor's not a teenager, but he's portraying a teenager who is not afraid to make mistakes, very full of himself and very confident, as many teenagers might be when their parents tell them they shouldn't do something. They're going to go and do just that because they don't want to, do what they're told. And he kind of embodies that sort of innocent sense of discovery from a
high tolerance to risk
from a blue alien hedgehog that I connected better with than just about everything that I watch going on in the world today, which is both a testament to this movie and an insult to all the other movies with far more plausible characters that I can't seem to connect with. Is there anything you felt it didn't do well?
No.
I gotta say, it's just an all-around enjoyable
and
movie.
I love criticizing things, but I can't even think of anything. They made it accessible to pretty much all audiences. Even if you didn't have the nostalgia factor, you would like it. You
didn't have to be connected to the source material to love this movie.
The kids
but
were
the stuff
loving
is in there.
it. Like you could hear, and they were so excited. And the cuteness factor was just right. I loved the part where Tails put his tails over Sonic as a blanket. Like, that was perfect.
Tails was adorable. That's not the most masculine thing you can say, but if it's what they're shooting for, they hit the nail on the head with this. And they didn't, like I said, they used the music to connect with the older audiences, and some of the jokes,
but without being heavy-handed with fan service either.
Exactly. There was one awful Donald Trump reference. I will give them.
I didn't even notice it.
But
I'm
that was the thing.
It
was noticeable, definitely.
Yeah.
But I just didn't care.
I didn't care. Like, had that happened, arguably, if that had happened like 10 minutes into the movie, it might have soured me in the interim. But it didn't, like, because it came right at the end, and I was already riding the high of how much I enjoyed the movie.
Exactly.
It worked. I don't think they needed to put it in there. I don't think having there were good people on both sides comment from Robotnik is at all necessary.
No,
but
it seemed forced. It reminded me
forced.
It reminded me of the Batman.
Yeah.
With that one line.
Yeah, with the one line from Catwoman.
Exactly.
Probably a studio note. I will say that Jeff Fowler, the director of this movie, who went out of his way to please the fans from the first movie, clearly kept on that path in this movie and wasn't making any mistakes. He didn't go off. It didn't become, oddly enough, one of the problems people have with a lot of movies that are based on characters like this, whether it's Godzilla and Kong or the Transformers, is they want more of the aliens or the title creatures and less of the human support characters. I think the human support characters in this movie are integrated at the perfect rate. They're important to the story, but it's not their story. It's still absolutely Sonic's story. It's still Knuckles' story. It's still Tails' story. But the human characters are likable, and they ornament the movie at just the right amount. Not too little, not too much. And it could be very easy to go the wrong way with that. You looking at something? What's up? What's up?
I was just staring at some of the stickers on the wall.
I was like, is the camera off or something? Did I screw something up?
No.
It's late at night, y'all.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and there was the dance-off scene that could have turned out horrible, it ended up being like it maybe was my least. It was like it was like the gag of the movie I liked the least, but it was still fine. It was still okay.
As a Catholic, loved the part where the Siberian dancer crossed himself and then the tattoo of himself that was on his chest.
That was beautiful.
That was cute.
Also, the part where Sonic wakes up and like the bar lady is like cuddling with him was like felt tacked on, like it didn't need to be there, but I still I still laughed.
Matter. Yeah, exactly.
And like Sonic's dialogue is absolutely like it's totally a kid. Like, and you're like, there's something about the innocence of it that just is endearing in a world where when we're going from movie to movie, if it's an adult themed movie, you have to worry about, first of all, the messages that are going to be shoved down your throat with absolutely no sense of decorum, no sense of I guess there's no subtlety to it.
Yeah, kind of like Death on the Nile.
Yeah. Even that I don't think was as bad as some of the other ones. I think the standout performances go to the three actors who portrayed Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. Especially given that Tails and Knuckles were not privy to the first movie, they are brought in and instantly feel like they're part of this world. They don't feel like outside characters. I think that Marsden and what's her name? Her name is Tika Sumpter are perfect as like husband and wife, like in adorable, like it's a world where like they're allowed to own a giant blue hedgehog. It's not supposed to make total sense. And that's the best part. Like he interacts with them so well. And then there's even a storyline that grows there where he goes from being like, did you notice at the beginning when they're when Tom and Sonic are on the rowboat, he says, "You're not my dad." And at the end, he kind of acknowledges him as his dad.
Exactly.
That didn't need to be done, but it worked. Like it felt like it could have easily felt like tacked on at the end, but there's just enough growth and interaction between them that it feels like it works. And then the other two characters are now his friends, and that's mirrored in there as well, where you see Maddie's sister's fiance, or I guess soon to be husband, hanging out with his bros, and he's like, I wish Sonic could have that, which is hilarious to think of a dude like looking at like a CrossFit bro and all his CrossFit bros.
Which my pet hedgehog.
I think he was like, I wish my pet hedgehog had his own CrossFit bros. Like, and that's I want more movies like this. I don't care about seriousness, and like I said, I'm looking forward to watching Tokyo Vice and We Own This City, which are both very serious crime and crime noirs. But if I could get this every day, I will take this every day of the week. It might you could use this rather than Prozac and probably be put into a better mood on a
lot of
basis.
references to Ghostbusters as well.
Yes, there's at least 2 references to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because of the way that Robotnik. It's the absurdity of like, we need to find the emerald. And it's just like, I love it. I love that there's nothing realistic about it. Like, I don't want realistic. I want a giant hedgehog. I want a mini alien hedgehog and a mini alien hedgehog with Knuckles. Is Knuckles technically a hedgehog? I don't know what Knuckles is technically.
He's a dog.
He's not. I
have no idea.
He's not a hedgehog, but I want him, and I want the fox to go after a giant green emerald that allows you to make things real with your thoughts.
Basically a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, essentially, it's clean energy for clean energy for alien rodents, and I had the time of my life. Tails is voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy. And they even used his real name they called him Miles Prower, which is the character's name. When they did the scene at the end on the baseball field. Baseball is a recurring theme in this movie because it was a big part of the first movie. Sonic announces his presence to the world through he's playing baseball alone in the first movie. And it closes out the second movie where he gets to play baseball with his new friends and his family, and that's kind of a beautiful thing. And it's deft in the way that it's told. It's not heavy-handed, but it's just adorable enough to work for the kids, and adults can be like, "Aw, shucks."
Gosh, I wish I had
I
friends.
was like, "Aw, shucks."
That's basically what it is. It hit just the right note as far as like the closest I would say for when it got like away from the tone were the sister who's like comically over the top. Because like Maddie's very normal in her portrayal, Tika Sumpter's portrayal of Maddie is just kind of this like earnest and adorable adult who like is the mother to a hedgehog, but her sister is kind of like
a bridezilla.
A bridezilla that like, but it's in line with the character from the first movie. And then the guy who plays Agent Stone, the guy who plays like it's Robotnik's partner, like friend that he constantly insults, but has like weird kind
of obsession with it.
Yeah, like
cappuccino art.
That could have been taken in a weird like. There's definitely some stuff on DeviantArt that I want nothing to do with. That has something to do.
There's already too much on DeviantArt related to Sonic.
Yes.
I don't think we need more.
We don't need more. There's already weird fanfic. I'm sure that I have no desire to see or hear, but it's great. And then we didn't get as much of Wade. That's the other deputy or the other guy that works at the police department. He's kind of played even more of a buffoon in this movie, which I didn't really have a problem with. But in general, I don't think there was any weak links in the storytelling.
No,
I think it was strong the whole way through. My last question was just going to be, is this something that you would recommend to people?
100%.
Yes.
Be funny if we're all like, no.
No, don't.
like that's
we're keeping it for ourselves.
Save your children, just don't. No.
And it was like, take your kids, have fun at the movies. Like I said, I'm enjoying lately watching movies that have little to do with like the real world, or everyone wants gritty and realistic. I just want giant green emeralds.
I want fake and happy.
I want fake and happy. If the world is going to be depressing, then I want fake and like, that's what I'm always harping on in these things. I'm saying like, we have lost the ability to have escapism in movies and television because everyone has to shove in their message and their social issues, which whether we agree on them or not, isn't really supposed to be the point of every movie that ever gets made ever. There is room to make fun movies so that we can watch blue hedgehogs race around the world to get giant green emeralds and save them from an evil doctor who walks around as if he's like a mime, but a very loud mime. There needs to be more of that. And they need to bring Jim Carrey back for the third one, because I can easily see his role being one that maybe doesn't like some people might find it a bit much.
No, I loved it.
Even within this movie, but it's perfect for this movie.
But was he not hinting at retiring after this?
He is, but then another article I read was like from the director of this movie, from Jeff Fowler, I think, who said like, we think that if we told him we wanted to make a third one, we could get him back.
Yeah.
So, like, that's fine. Like, this sends him out. If Jim Carrey was to retire, these are the exact type of movies he was making when he was young.
Let me just text him right now and see what he's doing.
You're going to text Jim Carrey?
Brian, he has important contacts in his phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But they left the perfect little cliffhanger at the end with Shadow for the third one.
And you know who that I was, like I said, I was not privy to obviously I could tell.
I have no idea who Shadow is. I just know the name.
Judging by the people in the theater, he's important. It's
but
important.
That kid was freaking out to his mom. He was like, "It's Shadow! Oh my gosh!"
So that mom is just on cloud 9 right now. She's like mom of the year.
Yeah, if you can
now.
get that reaction out of a kid, you did right.
It's amazing. So, guys, basically what we're saying is go and see the movie. So, I don't think I can give much higher praise, especially for something that, when you really think about it, none of us are in the general demographic of choice for what they're shooting for. So they found a way to kind of bridge that gap. A lot of times, like they always talk about Ryan Reynolds as the guy you bring in to do like these types of characters. I think his humor would end up being too adult.
Yeah, exactly.
It would lean too heavily into adult themed comedy that is supposed to go over the kids' heads, but the adults get it and the kid will get it later in life. That's kind of like the target market when you want to do that type of thing. But I don't think this franchise needs it. Stay away from it. Just do what you're doing here. Make a third one, and we will absolutely go and see it. Make it now, actually. Get it done by tomorrow, and we'll go see it tomorrow.
Yeah, and then we'll review it.
Yes,
tomorrow.
And we will go review it. We will come in on our day off. Well, our day off. It's not your day off tomorrow. But
No.
So that's the best I can say. Is I think you guys should go and see it.
Okay, but of Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic, favorites.
Knuckles.
Knuckles for his voice work. But Tails too, because Tails had the adorable voice that is very
Tails a little bit annoying. Annoying after a while.
That's where you keep like that's very clearly like supposed to be cute dialogue. Like like you're like the greatest hedgehog in the whole world. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I'm fine with it. Do it. Keep it going.
But Knuckles is so naive.
Yes.
I love that.
Knuckles was very clearly not keen to the ways of humankind, especially evil humankind like Robotnik. So I had the time of my life. So yes,
the time of your life.
Okay, maybe not the time of my life, but I had my bar.
There's all downhill from here.
My bar with movies these days is set so low that when a movie does really, really well, it feels even better than really, really well.
When was the last time you've been to the movies other than Batman?
Before that, we went to Death on the Nile, and before that,
we've been going to the movies with each other, right?
It's romantic like that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
So it's crazy.
What am I walking into?
We went to we all went to see Death on the Nile. We went to see, what did we see before that? We saw Moonfall. Of course, I had the time of my life at I had the time of my life at Moonfall anyways because it was so bad. That's fine.
It's gloriously bad.
Chris Stuckman gave it a great review too. He's like, it's dumb. He's like it picked up the moon picked up a building and like people walked like they were in a bouncy house.
Yes.
I'm not going to see that movie to see something realistic. I'm going to see stupid.
Yes, if you can get us out of the mundane,
escapist entertainment
world that it is today, then you've done something truly remarkable. Unfortunately,
it's why I still love the Fast and the Furious movies, because the more they make, the less they make sense, the more I love them. I don't care.
Kind of like Rush Hour.
Yes. Oh man.
So I've
seen Rush Hour. Yes.
Wow.
So I started.
You are a woman of culture. I see.
I've seen all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the second one. Okay, and that was like a long time ago when I was like, I don't know, maybe 12. And that was the only movie I saw for a very, very long time. And I was like, this is very enjoyable. And then I saw the first one. Pretty much didn't have anything to do with the second one. That's kind of like what this movie is.
Yeah.
Sonic is. So you don't necessarily need to see the first one in order to really enjoy the second one.
No,
so
not at all.
100% go watch it.
Yep. Final thoughts on the movie.
If you do shrooms, watch the opening scene.
Yes, you will.
On shrooms.
Yes, we do not advocate for the use of illegal, banned, or regulated substances on this channel. But
no, we do not.
Yes, so but
that was a joke.
It was. It was a joke, guys. I had the time of my life. Go see it. If you've got kids, take your kids to go see it. If you don't got kids, go see it anyways. But
hop in that recliner seat, have some cheese fries, and dig in.
Yep. It's I love my job. So those are final thoughts. I also think that if they make a third one, they have to keep the same director because he managed to improve on what they made in the first one. So my hope would be that they keep the same director and all the same cast, and just go for it.
Well, that takes your support by going out to your local movie theaters and watching it.
Yep, you have to do that.
Don't you go out there and pirate some movies now.
Yes,
show them love.
We do not support going and sailing the high seas, especially for this one. Yeah. I mean, it's harder to do that with movies like this, anyways, because they're not coming out on streaming right now. So that's good. Go pay the money. Go see it. Like we can't complain about Hollywood if we're not willing to, at the very least, put money towards stuff that actually works.
Exactly.
You can't just complain and offer no solutions. And if you're not going to be one of the people creating parallel economies, the best way you can do this is by supporting the projects that do fit your values or do seem to, at the very least, entertain you and not offend your sensibilities. So I say go see it. They say go see it. Guys, go see it. So Brian, social medias, tell everyone where they can find you.
You cannot.
At all?
Nope.
No. Never?
Not even
just
on Instagram.
Just say your phone number.
You can definitely find me at
Jim Carrey only.
You can find me on Instagram. I'm at OG Helmsway.
I was like, what? Yes, you have an Instagram. There you go. All right. Mary, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Closer Kitty.
Thank you, guys.
Finally.
Finally? Okay. Guys, you can find me on Instagram at Brett Dasovic. For the channel, please go to the YouTube channel, like the videos, leave comments on them, subscribe to the channel. In the description box, there's a link to the Spotify playlist that has the full podcast that we do Monday through Friday. Not just the reviews here on YouTube, but the full-length podcast is the best way to listen to us. Also, you can find us on social media. We are on Twitter at popculture_show. We are on Instagram at popculturecrisisPod, and we are also on Facebook and on TikTok at popculturecrisis. We will be back with new episodes of the podcast next week, and we hope you enjoyed the review. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.